when I was supposed to be canning live. It was too easy of a process. I got started and just started doing my own thing. And I was like, oh crap. I guess I'm not that much late. So a recap. So I wanted to share a little bit today of the amazing class that I went to, which was Mastering Home Food Preservation. It was a program held through the Purdue University Extension Office. It was 4 days, all day. We were doing it 9 to 5. I had to travel to West Lafayette to attend the class. We had tests at each chapter, and I have a take-home test to do. But I had wanted to get started pressure canning some chicken. I already have it bottled up, but they're not in the canner yet. Canner is still not up to temperature, almost, but not quite. So I hope you can hear me. But I'm going to pressure can some chicken. I am pressure canning cubed chicken breast, cubed chicken thighs, and whole chicken thighs. So I'll walk over here and I'll just show you what I have real quick. So here, this is some chicken breast. See it. It is raw packed. It's been cubed. I've got a little bit of canning salt and a little bit of pepper on top, and no broth or no liquid goes in here. So I'm actually just going to put it right in the canner. So I have 2 pints, which equal a quart, of the raw pack cubed chicken breast. And then here I have a pint of hot pack chicken thighs. There are 3 thighs in here and they are whole. Same thing with this, 3 thighs in here and they are whole. You kind of see the difference. And then in here, I have just over a pound of cubed chicken thighs in 1 jar. I think in terms of meat, just by looking at it, it is raw, so I'm sure it's going to shrink down and everything. But just by looking at it, there's more of the breast. I'm not sure if you can see inside there or not. All right. So let this come up to temperature. And once it starts venting, it needs to vent for 10 minutes, and then we can start the timer. These are pints, so they will be processed for 75 minutes. I'm just going to sit here and chill. I got some coffee, and I got a lot of books. I got a test I need to take. I don't like this coffee. I always get the pre-made. Not always, but lately I've been getting like the pre-made coffees. They save me money than going to Starbucks or purchasing coffee every morning. And it almost lasts a week. So this is my go-to. This lasts about 4 days, depending on how much I pour. Starbucks caramel macchiato, it's about $6. In the grocery store, it's already made up. Just pour it in your glass and drink up. So I'm always curious to try more. So I got this yesterday. Califia Farms cold brew coffee with oat milk, caramel oat latte. And Starbucks has an oatmeal drink, and I like it. So I figured I would like it. I don't know what it is with this. I think it's the oatmeal. It's got like a little aftertaste. I taste the caramel. It's like a salted caramel. Very good. Got you on it. It says it's pronounced Calufia. Calufia. Just like our California home, we're made after the legend of the Queen Califia. I never heard of no Queen Califia. All right, so I hear those going in the back. What? I thought it said caffeine free. It says carcinogen free. I'm about to say better have some caffeine in here. But it doesn't say how much it contains. Oh. It's mild. It says it's right at the mild meter. All right, so that's that. So I'm just sitting here, like I said, relaxing. Got the view going. Let me take this down. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. So I asked about this. See how that water's coming out? So I asked about that because I said only in this little corner where this spout is does it drain like that. And I said, yeah, it's okay. It's just it's venting. That's just where it vents from. But just waiting for this. You see it's already. Hi, G Mama. Thank you so much for joining me on canning. Trying to get a good angle. But can you see it that way? Okay. See that steam coming up, so it's venting. It's almost at a steady stream. Once it's a steady stream venting for 10 minutes, I will put the timer on for 75. I'm going to open up the microwave because Mr. says that the steam from the canner messes with this dial on here. I'm not sure else how to keep it open. Something's sticking there from salt. Okay, so now it is giving me a steady stream. Start timer for 10 minutes. Uh-oh. So on here, it looks like it's froze, but on my thing. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm about to say, like, you can't see it. Hey, G Mama. So how's your day? What are you doing this morning? What you got going on? Been out in the garden? It's a beautiful day. Here it's only about 75 degrees. Yes, I will use the weight, but it needs to vent for 10 minutes. So that venting process, you can kind of see it from here. See where that steam's coming out the top and it's still a little spitty. Once it's been a steady stream, I'll start counting for 10 minutes. That's going to make sure all the air gets out of your pressure canner. There it goes. That looks good. So 10:29, I'm going to turn my heat down. And then at 10 minutes, I will put the weight on. So in there, hi, Catherine. Thanks for joining us. I can see the steam coming out the pot. I can see it real good on the camera. So in there, I'm not sure if you caught it, but in there I have, I'm pressure canning some chicken 3 ways. I have raw packed cubed chicken breasts. I have hot packed cubed chicken thighs and hot packed whole chicken thighs because I was cutting them. I was like, this is stupid. So what do you guys got planned today? I've been outside in the garden. It's a cool 68. Oh, I bet it feels good. Open up them windows, get a nice cross breeze going on. Sit outside. I would sit outside with a little coffee, a little smooth jazz playing. I think Mr. has been cleaning off the grill. So if you hear any random noises, that's him. He's out. The patio's right here. I can hear he's using the pressure washer. Looks like to wash the wheels of his grill. But so you can hear him out there. But it looks like it's gonna be a nice day. So even though I turned that heat down, you can see it's still kind of rocking. And that's an electric stove. I had it on 8 before. I turned it down to a 2. And it's still going strong. Hi, KK. How are you? What you got planned today? Doing anything with the kids? Okay, chilling outside. I enjoy tea over coffee. I do enjoy tea, but my morning routine is a cup of coffee. I was just saying, so I have been getting this lately, and it's $6 at the store. It's coffee. It's all made. Depending on how much I pour into my cup. If I do like 8 ounces, if I'm dieting and really watching my calories, I do 8 ounces. And that'll last me about a week. But if I'm having a morning and I, just fill up my thermos or something, it'll come short a couple of days. But I really like that. So I'm always interested to try new coffees. So I grabbed this yesterday. And this is a cold brew coffee with oat milk caramel oat latte. I don't like it. Starbucks has a oat milk drink that I do like, but with this one, I feel like I can really taste the oat milk, and I don't like it. Grandpa is in town, going to see him for lunch. Nice. Now, is this your grandpa? Or is this the kid's grandpa? And if it's the kid's grandpa, is he going to make all that good food like the ceviche and everything else? Well, that sounds delicious. So I got the canner going back there. I'm just canning some thighs and breasts. And it's got about 6 more minutes left on it. And then I'll put the timer on it. And I have the microwave propped open because it's a digital microwave, and we are suspecting that the steam from the counter is messing with the dials on it. So don't blame me. My grandpa, their great grandpa on my mom's side. Oh, is your mom going too? So it's going to be all of you guys. That's nice. I don't think we have anything planned for today. It looks like Mr. is out on the grill. I'll probably run out, do some last minute Father's Day shopping. But other than that, no ceviche. That's next month. We have a Cali trip planned. That's wonderful. Where in Cali? I lived in Cali for a hot second. And I mean a hot second, just a couple of months. But I had a great time those couple of months. That's wonderful. What's on the stove? I am pressure canning chicken 3 ways. I've never pressure canned just straight chicken. So I have about 1.5 pounds of cubed chicken breasts that I raw packed, and then about 2 pounds, little over 2 pounds of chicken thighs. Both of them were hot packed. One of them I cubed, one package I cubed, and that gave me 1 pint. And the other package, I left the chicken thighs whole, and that gave me 2 pints, 3 thighs in each pint. Didn't know that from Oakland, but they moved. Not sure where. I was more southern, so it was Gardendale. I think it was Gardendale, but it was like right in the middle of everything. So there was Anaheim, like this way, Newport Beach, this way, Orange the other way. So we were like right in the middle of everything. So it's pretty nice. About 15-minute drive to the beach. But yep, I got chicken on the stove. Just some pints. I'm really curious to see how they turn out, especially the raw pack versus the hot pack. Um, at first, I had started to think that the hot pack was a little bit messy, and I didn't want to deal with the meat. I didn't want to handle the meat that many times. But when I cubed the breast, I didn't put them directly into the jars. I put them in a container and put it in the refrigerator. So then I ended up having to handle it an additional time. So kind of feel like I like the hot pack better because that limited my handling of the raw meat. Yeah, we gonna see, girl. We gonna see. I've never canned plain chicken either. I told Mr. Let's just do a little bit and see how we like it. We'll taste it. We'll get Mimi to taste it or Marcus to taste it. But we'll see how we like it. And if we like it, because we were at Costco yesterday and it looked like they had some deal, but it was a lot of chicken, because it's in bulk. So we'll see. 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes and we're ready to put the heat on. I did chicken soup without the noodles. I need to do some more chicken soup. I know it was good. As Lydia would say, it was bussin'. Can you can chicken with the bones? Yes, you can. I have the book sitting right here in front of me. You can chicken with the bones. I've just never done it. I don't know if I like it. We love the canned Angus and pork that I did years ago. So the Angus and pork, was it ground or did you just kind of cube it or just put it into the jars as is? Like I've done ground beef and ground turkey, which we like. It's really convenient. I'm curious. But yeah, I'm with you. I know that chicken soup is gonna be good. I'm gonna have to do some more chicken soup. It didn't last long at all. Cubed it raw. It was good. I'm gonna have to try it then. I'm a little bit nervous. Like I don't like the can. I'm putting my weight on. Okay, so when that starts rocking, I'll start the timer for 75 minutes. But I don't like cubed canned beef out the store. But I bet I like it. I'll have to give it a try, especially if you can get it on bulk on discount. Meat prices is going up way high. That's to start rocking. And I wanted to share a recap from the class I did. I'll show jars. So we got to take home jars of everything we did. And I got them right here. So we did, this is the chili con carne that I was talking about. And actually, this is a redo. This is a redo because the very first time we did it on day number 1. They gave us canned tomatoes, canned crushed tomatoes to use. And it was super thick. And Friday, so yesterday, so we went from Tuesday to Friday, and the instructor came in. She was like, I'm gonna have you guys do that again. I just was not feeling confident with it. TT and Grandma are sending me a pic of you in the garden for my book. I would have to go in the garden. So what you're saying is you want a picture of about 75% weeds and 1 vegetable? I can get you that. I got 1 little pepper. You got it. I'll do it. So we redid the chili con carne. She was like, I just don't feel comfortable with it. She was like, it was just way too thick. And then we did green beans. Raw pack. We did green beans 2 ways. So we did hot pack green beans and raw pack green beans. Raw pack. And I've always done raw pack because of the convenience. But if you can see, this is hot pack. You can get way more in that hot pack than you can with the raw pack. Now, I might open up both jars and have them for dinner because now I'm curious about the taste. Are these going to be crisper because they were only processed once? Or have these kind of lost their texture because you cook them first and then you process them? So I'm curious, but I really like seeing the difference between a raw and hot pack. And then we did whole tomatoes. I'm down for some tomatoes, so this is going downstairs. I think maybe green beans should be my first try canning. I love canned green beans. Love canned green beans. And I am planning to do a week live. I don't know when, but I will be canning green beans live. Then we did salsa. This is not TT salsa, but we'll see. And these were the pickles that I was talking about. Those look so good. And I think the difference is these are bread and butter pickles, and then these are just sweet cucumber pickles. I think the difference is this is just a brine, and this brine has turmeric in it. So this turmeric is giving me an illusion of caramelized onions because I'm seeing those onions in there, and I think it just looks great. This will be open too. I'm not putting that back in the box, and I will sit my green beans out. So when we open them tonight, we can compare them. And maybe I'll do a short of our taste test. And then the very last thing we did was strawberry jam and blueberry spice jam. So, a lot of variety. The cucumbers look great. I love the flavor of mine, but they were not crisp. I bought pickle crisp the next batch. That's what you use, right? Yes, I feel like I struggle with the crispness too. So I want to do pickles again. That's also why I want to open these up and taste them. And I know it's just been a couple of days, so they're not going to be pickles yet. But what we did with those was we did like a pre-brine, or I guess it's just a brine. It was just a brine. But like cut everything up and cover those bad boys with salt. Cover them with salt, cover them with ice, let them set in the refrigerator for 5 hours. And I know in the book it says that that's supposed to help pull all that moisture out of there, which in turn will help your pickles stay crisp. That wasn't why you were doing it, but it's like a side effect of the process. So I'm really curious about that because I love pickles, but I just feel like it's hard to get the homemade pickles crisp. Pickles go in the canner too. I just thought they fermented in a jar. So you can ferment them. And once the fermentation process is done, so like basically with fermenting, it's just going to keep on processing, developing flavor. And once you've got the flavor, I feel like that should have at least started rocking by now. But once you've got the flavor that you've developed, that you're ready, you can put it into the refrigerator and it's going to stop that process. But if you leave it out, if you're fermenting them and you leave it out on the shelf, it's going to continue to ferment and or start to degrade because you haven't canned them to get rid of the stuff. So even if it's firm, I believe even if it's fermented, it still needs to be canned to be shelf stable. But you can put them in the refrigerator. I know they have like refrigerator pickles where basically you can do the same thing. You don't have to can them, you just throw them in the fridge. I did the ice too, didn't work. Were they pickles out of your garden? I want some pickles. We need to work on that pickle recipe because I want some. I'm looking at this jar. Like I should just open it. I think I will use a grape leaf. They are used traditionally to. I heard that too. I just don't have access to them. Yep, to pick that morning. Then they were super fresh. Mine didn't last long enough to store. I know that's right. It was good. Sometimes it just beats like that. But and stuff, but it's from outside. But where could I get a grape leaf from? I've tried bay leaves. I've got pickles downstairs. I wonder if I should go grab one and taste it. I've been eating the pickles in the garden. Hope to be able to preserve some. Like that with the tomatoes. Mimi loves tomatoes. So it's almost like when I do them, I'm doing them for her, because if I grow something, it's not enough to really make it to the table. The hydro garden, which actually I'm in the process of tearing down. So that grew little tiny grape tomatoes. She was all over those. Didn't nobody else get one of them grape tomatoes, but I think I'm gonna go grab a jar from the basement and do a taste test. And that's almost up to temperature now. Okay, so this jar is from 7/24/2020. This is before my YouTube days, so there is no video on it. Hi, Ann. There is a bay leaf in the bottom because I heard bay leaves act very similar to the grape leaves, so I was using it for that. I just wrote pickles. There's dill in here. I can see the dill, red pepper flakes, garlic, peppercorn. I don't really like clove in mine. I believe this is one of those English cucumbers, which don't really hold the texture as well as pickling cucumbers. So it might not be tender at all because of that. We'll see. I'm watching you and dumping my cabbage. Oh, so what are you cooking? So I have chicken back there in the pressure canner. Chicken canned 3 ways. Raw pack chicken breast. That's been cubed up. Hot packed chicken thighs whole and hot packed chicken thighs cubed. I can smell it. I just opened it, so I can smell it. Hey, Lydia. Just looking, inspecting. I don't think these are, I feel like by the color, like that's very, like it's absorbed all that brine. Nope. It's good. Very bitter. I like a bitter sour pickle, but it's not crisp at all. Could you hear the crunch? There is no crunch. Okay. So Triple H, like I said, I heard the bay leaf works very similar to the what is the water? Works very similar to the grape leaf, but is it the bay leaf or the fact that I used English cucumbers, which don't hold well to cucumbering at all or pickling at all? I don't know. Ooh. Ooh, it's bitter. That has some crispness on it. I feel like I would be all over it, but it's just not crisp. Triple H, we're gonna work on getting these pickles crisp because I need some crispy pickles. So the timer is running. Timer. It's rocking. I'm gonna set the timer for 75 minutes. Nope. Girl. 15 minutes. There we go. You know what? Alexa, that timer is 75 minutes. It was working my nerves. So back there, I have chicken three ways. Who made pickles? Back there, I have chicken three ways. I have raw pack cubed up chicken breasts, hot pack cubed up chicken thighs, and hot pack whole chicken thighs. There are 5 pints in there total. The chicken breast took up 2 pints. The whole thighs took up 2 pints, and the cubed thighs took up 1 pint. Each package was about a pound and a quarter, a pound and a half. Who made pickles? Sour sneaks up on you, sure does. I made pickles back in July 24th, 2020. And I said that was before my YouTubing day, so I don't got no video on there. I would have used the recipe out of the ball book, but all it says on the jar is pickles. What? I moved my hand by one of the girls today and she dropped it low for me. So you did go walking this morning? I need a palate cleanser. So while that's going, I'm just going to do a quick recap. I'm not going to hold y'all up on this Saturday morning. You don't have to spend the whole 75 minutes with me. If you want to, you are always more than welcome. But I'm not going to hold you up. But I wanted to recap everything from my week of home food preservation class. No, I just got up, so you didn't have to walk. So they started out with safety. Started talking about different type of foodborne bacteria, salmonella, a bunch of bacteria that I can't pronounce, staph, and botulism. He gonna wait till I get on here to go out there on that patio and start pressure washing and using the air blower thingy. So, oh, talking about the BB. What were you talking about? Where were you at when she was just touched her? She dropped it low. Pressure canning allows you to reach temperatures far higher than you ever would just boiling water on the stovetop. You can boil water for hours and hours and hours, and it is never going to go above 212 degrees. With pressure canning, it allows you to reach temperatures far higher than 212 degrees, which then kills off your botulism spores that are held in, that could be held in foods that require that extra temperature, that more temperature to get it all off. Be careful when you're following recipes. They cower when you try to touch them. I think it's actually a submissive thing. I can see that. Be careful when you do your recipes. Make sure that you're using an approved recipe. Don't just follow people blindlessly because they did it or anything like that. And I keep using this example, and I will always use this example. Just because it's on YouTube does not make it right, does not make it true. I can post a video tomorrow talking about how I'm going to be retiring in the next 30 days because of this genius get rich quick idea that I have, and I'm going to have so much money that I'm going to be able to retire for life. And you can do it too if you follow these steps. That does not make it right. That doesn't make it true. Just because someone says it, that doesn't make it true. So please be mindful. Always cross-reference resources. My tried and true resource is the National Center for Home Food Preservation, which is also held through the University of Georgia. You also have the USDA. You also have BAW, and I have my BAW book here because I wanted to look at the year. So I also have here in my notes BAW recipes. So the university called BAW and spoke to a representative, just kind of getting caught up on some things, and they said they do not advise you using books printed later than printed before 2017. So here is my book, tabbed. And this book has been reprinted and reprinted and reprinted. So if you have one, you might not have the exact same book that I have. Okay, so here, right inside, here's the front cover. So right here, this very next page, flip it over, go all the way down to the bottom. Tells you a picture of what is on that page. Then it says copyright 2017, Mark LLC, all rights reserved. So that's where you can look to check your book out. And then I also have my other BAW book here that I feel is a little bit harder to come by. It has a lot more recipes, And again, I have it tabbed as well. I feel like what my thing is, I don't want those recipes. Thank you, but I don't want it. Okay. Complete book for home preserving, text, copyright. There's multiple dates in here. 16, 12, 15. Not 16, 6, 12, 15, 6, 12, 15, 15. Originally published 2006. Okay, so it looks like I need to update my book, which ain't no problem. Like I said, I don't want them recipes anyway. Yep, the books later than 10 years may not have current information. Just be mindful what you're getting. You know, you go to a garage sale. I'm all down for going to a garage sale and picking up cookbooks, or the Goodwill and picking up cookbooks for 50 cents or $1. But be mindful that information is outdated. You know, we've come up with new things. Lydia, look at me. Better? Lydia said I was on here and my lips was ashy. And then nobody tell me my lips was ashy, so I came prepared today. A couple of no-nos with canning. Please do not turn your jars upside down. That will give you a false seal. That will give you a false seal. When you get done with it, leave that bad boy alone. Leave it alone. You can put a towel over it, but realize that putting the towel over it doesn't do anything, but really it blocks it from the draft. If you're in a drafty area, you think maybe it could get hit or something, you put a towel over it. But don't put your stuff in the jar and then put a towel over it and expect it to seal. You still need to process it. Please don't oven can. Don't oven can. Using paraffin waxes for jams and jellies. They're not safe. Process it. When you're processing jams and jellies, it's only like 5-10 minutes. Go and do that. You cannot can noodles, rice, or cream soups. So cream of chicken, can't do it. Cream of mushroom, can't do it. Cream of celery, can't do it. They use thickeners. I went and got ketchup for barbecue sauce the other day, and I put it in my cart, and then I stopped what I was doing, and I turned around and read those ingredients. Kiki goes in with realness. Yep, don't upside down seal. Can you explain to me again how botulism I'm set in can it set in water bath or pressure canning? Can you explain to me again how botulism I'm set in can it set it's so much? Do you mean like why you can water bath can some things and why you have to pressure can other things in order to kill the botulism? I can do that. No problem. If that's what you mean. And where'd it go? What I do with it? Here it is. I have an exam. They gave me a take-home exam. All about the acidity. You got it. 6 pages. So I would probably do this today while it's fresh. We can always go over some questions together. But I got an exam. But you see that? Certification. All right. I don't want to lose it. Put it back in here. But yes, I'm looking for my notes. So one thing to note is that the purpose of home food preservation is to maintain food in an edible and safe condition. So it's safe, but you still want to eat it. I eat with my eyes first, so it needs to look good in that jar. Otherwise, I don't want it. It may be safe after 5-6 years, but it don't look good. The food looks mushy and everything like that. So how do you do that? Oh, there's something else I want to show you too. Thought I heard somebody out there talking. So we know that we have our high acid foods, our low acid foods. Well, botulism does not survive in high acid environments. So if it has an acid environment of over 4.6, botulism doesn't survive in it. Botulism doesn't like it. And it dies. So that's why we can water bath fruits and vegetables, because those have a higher acid environment, and it's okay. So that 220 degrees on your boiling water bath canner, that's enough. That's enough to kill what you need to kill. And it's not only killing botulism, it's killing all the other bacteria that could have been on there because of cross-contamination. You know, you go and buy lettuce, you could possibly be risking something. So it doesn't only kill botulism, but it's also killing, like the staph, the stomach flu, mold, yeast. It's getting all of that. Pickles, brine in vinegar. We add that vinegar, which is highly acidic, to raise that pH balance. Tomatoes, because tomatoes are fruit, but tomatoes can also be a vegetable, and there's a wide variety of tomatoes. And also, being grown out in your garden, you can't ensure that every single one of those tomatoes, unless you test every single one of those tomatoes, you can't ensure that all those tomatoes are of 4.6 or over. So a way to process our tomatoes, we add a little bit of lemon juice or a little bit of citric acid. That acid is going to tip the scale, so it's going to be safe to process. Same things with jams and jellies. It's a fruit. They're already acidic. You eat too many pineapples, your tongue gets all, raw, because it's already acidic. Now you have green beans that are not acidic. And if I try to just water bath can this, the pH balance, the acid in here is still way too low. And although it's sealed, although there's no mold growing in it, because it's sealed and now it's an airtight environment, botulism grows in it. Because not only does botulism love low acid foods, but it loves anaerobic environments, which means airtight. It ain't just floating out here, just growing up the walls. It wants an airtight environment. It wants to squeeze in there. So you have to make sure you kill it. And I don't think I did a good job explaining it. And I can look in my book and actually give you the technical jargon for it. But that's why you have to pressure can certain things, because they're lower in acid. Only way you would be able to water bath can green beans, add some acid, pickle it, make it a pickle. And I have canned green beans, like pickled green beans downstairs, and pickled asparagus downstairs that has been water bath canned. Pickled okra that has been water bath canned. But if I'm just putting it in water, this is just water. it's going to be pressure canned. So I'm still getting there. I'm looking for the technical jargon. Thank you, Triple H. I'm trying to get like you. Because I know you can break it down way, way better. Okay, so here's a question right here. How does bacterium grow and why is it associated with canned foods? Botulism produces spores that are extremely resistant to heat. They can survive 5.5 to 12 hours of boiling and still grow. Secondly, like the something I can't pronounce, botulism normally grows where there is no air. When food is sealed in a jar and processed, air is driven out. That's how you create the seal. That's a vacuum. So there's air in there, and then it creates that seal. It takes all the air out. Ideal conditions for botulism growth are created by canning. So although we love canning, we have to also realize that we are creating, what do they call it? Like a perfect storm. If I just let that be, if I think that because it's sealed, let's say I put that chicken in the jar and the chicken is hot because I hot packed it, I set it upside down and it's sealed. Yes, it's sealed, but I have not killed off any bacteria or anything like that. So you're creating the perfect storm over there canning. Make sure you're following your recipes. You can pickle carrots or do a relish like a zucchini relish. I tried like a fermented relish years, like one of the very first things that I started. I don't got no comment about that. So ideal conditions for botulism growth are created for canning. Removal of air from the jars is essential to prevent the spoilage of bacteria from growing. So if you're removing the air, you're preventing mold, you're preventing yeast, but you still got bad boy B out there hanging out. And for the optimal preservation of color and flavor and texture and nutritional value, unless the jars are processed long enough at a high enough temperature to destroy the botulism spores, bad boy B, botulism may result. So that's what I was saying, botulism doesn't like that acid. So we don't really worry about it too much with water bath canning. With water bath canning, you're getting all those other bacteria off. With pressure canning, bad boy B out there chillaxing on that chicken, just waiting for us to do what we're not supposed to do. Where'd my mouse go? That was excellent. I thought it was zucchini or the fermented tart. I made a really good relish years ago. Let me know if you want the recipe. I do. He do.
Who do?
You want a relish recipe?
Yeah, like pickle relish.
Relish. I feel like the relish is, I know it's on the Ball website, but they called it something like, I want to say it was Indian, but not Indian, but it was something. Israeli? I don't know. He liked it. I didn't. Maybe it was sweet. I was 3 minutes behind. Sorry. You're fine. I hope I explained it though. Like I hope you were able to at least catch that part of it. And I answered your question. I'm looking in my book to see if it was. No, it wasn't that. I don't remember, but it like came with the fermenting kit. I didn't like it. So I'm gonna go back over my notes. Almost done with those. Driving now. Okay, be safe. Thank you for sticking around with me. I'm just chatting. Remember that just because it seals does not make it safe. You want to make sure that you are following those recipes. Those recipes have been proved, researched, and approved. And if anyone, like I can copy some pages out of here. So if anyone wants additional resources or anything like that, you are always welcome to email me or even just put a comment down here and chat on. Okay. And we can, I can share. As you can see, I don't mind sharing at all. What was I looking for? I don't remember. I lost my train of thought, but I was looking for something. So here's a note. It's all in bold. It's in big box. I'm here out in the garden listening. Thank you, Ann, for listening. Botulism, bad boy B, is the reference organism in home canning because it is anaerobic, grows only in the absence of oxygen. It is potentially deadly. Mold and yeast, you may have a stomach ache, or it may have some other bacteria on there where, you get the stomach flu or something like that. But with botulism, it's deadly. And at that very first class, I shared with you the lady who, after she canned her own green beans and had no idea what she was doing, but she thought she knew enough. She had over a 90-day hospital stay because she had botulism. She had to learn to walk, talk, eat, swallow, all of that stuff because it's a paralytic. You're going to be paralyzed, It's sensitive to acid. Its spores are heat resistant. All processing procedures for home canning depend on where botulism will grow in the food. So that's why every single recipe is different. And that's why they say you don't want to alter those recipes because what they've done is said, like, let's say I'm doing, I'll just pull up a random recipe in here. So this says split pea soup. They've got 1 16-ounce package of peas, 2 quarts of water, a cup and a half of sliced carrots, a cup of chopped onions, a cup of diced cooked ham, 1 bay leaf, and allspice and salt and pepper to taste. So let's say this says diced cooked ham. And you cleaning out your freezer and you got a little bit of ham left on the bone. So you just throw that all in there. I'm waving, but I'm not saying buy AAA. Um, but so you just throw some ham in there. You got all kind of ham in there. You ain't diced nothing up. And notice it says diced, not cute. It says diced. And it tells you cut your carrots to this thickness. But you just throw all your ham in there. So you have where it says 1 cup of diced ham, you end up with about 2.5 cups of shredded ham because you think it's okay. Well, I got the recipe out the ball book. This recipe has been adapted for those specific ingredients at those specific measurements, tested those pH balances. Okay, they're okay. Or no, they've tested it and they've been like, okay, this pH balance with these specific ingredients equal this. So if they equal this, you pressure can at this for this amount of time to kill your botulism, to make it safe for it to seal. But you alter the, and I'm talking to myself because I know I've thrown in way more meat than I'm supposed to. I ain't measuring nothing. But I'm saying me, Tia went and threw in 2.5 cups of ham, thinking, well, it's okay. This ham is okay, so it's got to be okay. Not putting 2 and 2 together. You can't cure meat. This meat is okay because it's a cup and it's diced. Dices are smaller, traditionally smaller than slices or cubed or anything like that. I'm thinking about the diced ham from the store where it's some little tiny Tic Tac sizes. That's been okay. That's okay. So a cup for that entire recipe only equals 1/4 cup, if that, in each jar for this recipe. So that's why you don't want to alter it, because those recipes, this book, this is what you can say is a what's your reference? This is my proven reference. This is my tested reference. It's been tested. It's okay. So that's why you want to follow those instructions and not alter them. And that's the thing, we get comfortable, and I'm talking to me too. We get comfortable and think it's okay, but not thinking outside of that immediate, it's kind of like, let's be KK. Let's think about it. Let's pull out the blackboard. If I remove A, do I still have C? That's all I got in my book. Be right back. Okay, thanks, Ann. So I said I got this test that I need to take. And I'm not going to answer anything, but I'll just say a couple of those questions. Headspace in a jar is not necessary for water bath canning. True or false? Headspace in a jar is not necessary for water bath canning. Or, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start answering. So that answer is false. Headspace is necessary. Let's see if I can find it in the chapter. And are these sections by chapter? I don't think so. It would have been nice. No. So I feel like I know why, but I actually want to see it. I want to see it in writing. And that's going to be in this chapter here. So the question was, headspace in a jar is not necessary for water bath canning. So this says with headspace, space between the inside of the lid and the top of the food. So that's your headspace. This air, this void is headspace. Too little headspace. Food expands. Too little headspace. Food expands. Forces food up and under the seal, potentially preventing sealing. So some of the water has come out in this, but let's say I have a 1-inch headspace, which is here, and I only filled it up to here. Well, because it's a vacuum, remember that heat is creating a vacuum to suck all the air out. Your liquid can potentially come out, and because now these food particles have come between your lid and your jar, you've corrupted. It's not clean anymore. Too much headspace, food can discolor, not create as good of a vacuum, and your jar may not seal. Common headspace with acidic foods, which is usually water bath can, is 1/2 inch. What's that?
Salt.
No, what's that?
Short ribs.
Where you short ribs from?
Predator. In a freezer for $26 for 2 ribs.
No, we got some more of those. Okay, so question number 2. Botulism, food poisoning, usually causes diarrhea. True or false? Hey, short rib.
Oh, yeah.
So question number 2, botulism, food poisoning usually causes diarrhea. True or false? That is false. It's a paralytic, remember? So you may have symptoms of hard to breathe, double vision, swollen tongue. I'm trying to think what else it said because it did list a bunch of symptoms, but I'm not going to go digging for them unless I have to. True or false? Pressure canners must be exhausted, so vented. Food came in the door, headache. You got a headache. Get some rest. Did you get your air fixed? Because it might be that heat too. Get in a cool place and rest and drink some water. So pressure canners must, and you can go if you have to. I'm just going to sit here and wait for this to go. I should probably go check Alexa and see how much more time I got. But true or false, pressure canners must be exhausted, so vented, 4 or 5 minutes before pressurizing, before putting your weight on. Drop the link. That is false. I thought I pinned the link. I need you to show me how to get those little thingies to come up. What?
No.
You reading them checks?
No. I just put this in front. Let me see what I'm putting on my short rib.
What else are you grilling?
The bratwurst.
Some corn.
Oh, you got no corn?
Can you go get some corn?
No, I'm grilling.
Grill corn.
I am on the grill, like I can't read.
What is it? What the answer? Or what he cooking? You should have went over there so they could see you. Marcus?
Huh?
Over there. And the camera will pick you up.
Oh, okay.
Just don't put your back to the camera and they can see it. Yeah.
Oh, no.
The foil's in the way.
Salt, pepper, and a little marinade. Cook in the foil slowly. And then grill. I don't know if they heard that.
She heard you.
I got corn. Just 4 pieces.
You want me to put it in foil?
Just fold it. You put it in foil.
With some butter.
Yep.
What was that just fell?
It was my barbecue sauce.
That can't go up there.
Yeah, it can. Just can't find the box.
Lydia, I see you getting in, but there ain't no picture. You gonna be no black on purpose? I'm gonna put this corn in some foil real quick because I want some grilled corn, and we gonna pull out them green beans and eat them. Yeah, Lydia, I don't see a picture. There you go.
Good morning, Tia.
Good morning, beautiful.
Put it with the squares. Let's see. And did you know you can? Well, it looked big. Did you know if you hit the squares and then hit the big, it'll get bigger? It'll fill out. Did you know that?
Oh no, I didn't know that.
What?
I was gonna ask you if you knew. So you know how when you sign in the StreamYard and it's got your little icon and it's got that plus circle beside it. Is that what you were telling me about? How you get it to stream to multiple channels?
Right. Yes, but you gotta have the service.
Oh.
Now you do me a favor. Turn this fan this way. I ain't cooled off yet.
What's the temperature?
That's cool right now. I need a help though. I don't know the temperature. I just went out there all willy-nilly because I was tired of sleeping, and it was like 9, so I knew I wouldn't, miss the live. Like, okay, I got time for Tia Live, but I went out there and messed with the chickens and lost track of time.
And that's when they dropped it like it was hot?
Man, the chicken, all I did was just move my hand because they were by my feet, and I moved my hand. The one just lay there. Like they just lay there like that. She just like dropped it like it was hot. And I was like, oh. So I went to go touch her and she laid there completely. So now I'm trying to look behind her feathers because they normally don't want to be, to me. People say just, mess with your chickens a lot and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm live. Hello.
Hi, Naya.
Hi, live. Hi, who? Hi, live. Yeah, this is Tia's. I'm on the Tia channel.
Oh, what's up, Tia channel?
Wait, she posts? What that mean?
She posts videos?
What'd she say?
I thought she stopped. I thought she was retiring.
I wasn't retiring. I just wasn't doing it.
What you
watching? Oh, she posts.
I'm a PRN staff. I'm gonna come in, leave.
You like that?
That should be you.
That
What you cooking?
think about that should be me.
I got some chicken back there canning.
I'm on my way.
Turn on the light for me. Right here.
Girl, listen me.
That's some right there.
All right, so I'm just dropping some butter in this corn, and then I got some Tia seasoning and a popcorn shaker that I'm gonna shake on it.
Try to make this outfit look different from last night.
So, grape juice can be watered, bathed, processed in half-gallon jars. True or false?
Water juice. What you say?
Grape juice. So them half-gallon jars are them big ones. Them big ones, like we put dry goods in or something.
I've seen Her Healthy Home make grape juice, and she just put the grapes in there, fill up the water, and then make the best juice. She said, "I've never did it, but I don't know the size jars. I don't know. How many multiple choices I got?
It's just true or false.
So I'm
You
gonna
got
say true. I'm gonna say true. 32
I
ounces.
think it's true. I'm gonna go back in the chapter and double check it because I remember them saying like you can in those half-gallon jars. You just gotta find something big enough.
To be able to supply those jars.
Right. You got,
And you know what I used to like that Her Healthy Home used to do. She used to water bath can in her pressure pan. Pressure pot.
Yep. Because you don't need one of them. You don't need one
Yeah.
of those things. It just needs to go over the lid, no matter what size it is. The water just needs to go over an inch, at least an inch. So if you don't have all that equipment, don't think you gotta
because
go.
you popped on because you was misunderstanding me. So you were saying the botulism question, some of the signs of botulism. First, I said it was true about the throwing up, but I've heard that headache.
Oh,
And then Marcus held up a bottle in front of the thing. I don't know if that was some Worcestershire seasoning, but I don't see no food on the stove. So is he cooking or is he not cooking?
he's grilling.
Oh, so he's seasoning his meat. He was seasoning his ribs.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Yep.
good.
And then he took them outside.
So yeah, I
Maybe
think he was using some kind of special liquid smoke or something that he was showing.
Allegro original marinade. They got it.
I've never seen that product. Yeah, that's what he held up. Original man. I don't think that's gonna be here. I've never seen that before, but I'll look for it.
Okay.
Let's go back to canning school. Now, this morning when I got up, I can't. Is there any other way to check your pH level without having a tool to do it?
You need a pH strip. And I don't know if you need. This would be a good question for KK. Do you need a specific canning pH strip or just any pH strip? Because I know they got them out there. You know, people don't test their waters.
She might have sent it to me before. But I what I did was to the recipe for the barbecue sauce that's I'm working on. I wasn't sure about the pH balance, even though it's tomatoes, even though it's high acidity. I didn't use a recipe. I didn't. I'm getting very worried that it may not seal properly. It may not hold properly and create botulism. Well, wait a minute. Let's talk about botulism again because I might want paying attention. So botulism sets in when air gets into the item.
The opposite. It does not like air. It likes an not aerobic, anaerobic, anaerobic.
So
No
anaerobic,
air,
no air.
no air, which is what we create. This is what we create. You have it sucks that air out. There ain't no air in here. We get the air bubbles out, and then that vacuum, which seals it, sucks the air out. This is a vacuum seal. And because there's no air in here, because imagine if there was air in here, mold and yeast could still grow.
It will grow mold around it.
Right, right. So, botulism likes it. There's no air, no oxygen.
How can people? Good morning.
Good morning.
Let me see that shirt. Oh, that's a fire shirt you got on.
Oh, you like the shirt?
Yes.
Yeah, I got two of them.
When you go to the store, look for see an extra large for me.
All right.
I pray.
What was your question, Marcus?
Why you put salt on watermelon?
What she said? What he said?
That ain't got nothing to do with canning.
Yeah, it does.
What he said?
Canning.
Why do you put salt on watermelon?
Why do you put salt where?
On watermelon.
Hey, I put tahini on my watermelon now. It is better than salt.
I remember you told me that.
Man, and get the low sodium, Marcus. Don't get the regular one.
We use sea salt.
Get the one with the blue top.
And bring out the flavor of the watermelon.
How do you pick a sweet watermelon?
The color. It has something to do with the color.
The color.
Gotta be something to do with the yellow on the side.
Yellow part.
Yeah.
But Naya said that it also got something to do with the bottom plug if it's real small.
I saw somebody, they were talking about eggplant, how to tell if you have a less seedy eggplant.
Wow. Didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't either. TikTok.
By the time you get in this daggone string yards and watch hours.
I said I'm peering. I'm gonna disappear for a while.
Once you go over your questions, once you finish going over your questions, I'm gonna ask another question.
Okay.
You looking up that pH level? Are you looking up the jar thing about the grapes?
Was that what I was looking up? I done lost train of thought.
You might was looking up about the grapes.
Because it sure didn't take long. Yeah, I'm gonna look up the grapes. Because that's the question that I was on. So in response to your sauce, do you remember your proportions that you made it up with?
Yeah, I used a can and a half of ketchup.
Okay, so I think you can cross-reference that. Now remember, it's not 100% science because you didn't go off of an exact recipe, but you could cross-reference that. So you used a can and a half of ketchup, so you know that was equal to something. And what else did you use?
I used like 4 preserved pineapples. So there were the you got the pint jars and then you got the longer slender jars. How many? What are those size? No, yeah.
Is that 10 ounce? No.
Yeah, they kind of long. They were 4 of those.
I'm thinking like the.
Bring me that long jar. The skinny one. The small but skinny one. Bring me that. Over one. No, they're on the counter. They're not done in the closet.
And remember, we went over it, but I'm not going to spend all day. Okay, it does say it right here. I found it.
This one.
It says half gallon. It says it's under the canning jar section, and it's just going over the pieces of the jars. Don't use mayonnaise jars. And it says half gallon for very acidic juices. So I'm gonna give that one a true.
Here we go, Tia.
Oh, that is a pint and a half.
So I use 4 pints and a half.
Okay. I think we need to do. We gonna do.
I didn't know that was a pint and a half. Oh, because the small one is a pint.
Yeah, so it's like right in between the pint and the quart. So a pint is 16 ounces. A quart is 32. So is that 20 ounces? I got a box over there, but I'm gonna answer true to this question. Reaching an internal temperature of 160 is necessary for jerky made with lean beef. That's true. No, it doesn't. So this says fruit can be, this is true or false again. Fruit to be frozen must have sugar added. I think that's false. You don't have to add sugar.
Fruit?
Do you have to add sugar when you freeze fruit?
I still have my freezer pectin. Did y'all talk about freezer pectin? And freezer?
It did. I believe I did kind of zone out. You know me. I did kind of zone out, but I believe she said with the freezer practice. No. She said instant pectin. She was like, with instant pectin, you don't have to heat it up. But she said with freezer pectin, it doesn't require all of the heating. You can just put it right, once it cools down, you can put it right into the freezer. Here we go.
When you made your blankets, how many chains did you chain?
I don't know.
You don't know how long it was?
I remember I started counting, and then I accidentally ripped, like I pulled and it ripped some. And I was like, well, I'm not going back and counting. So I just kept going.
So maybe I should measure
Yes.
how long I want it to be
Yeah.
and what I'm making it for.
Yeah. Definitely do that.
Okay.
If I get the table of contents, I could find stuff a lot faster.
But don't you got to do something at the end to keep it? I don't know.
So I found it. Fruit to be frozen must have sugar added. That is false.
And it's what? What
False.
word? Did they give you any recipes before you left?
Uh-huh.
Did they give you any freezer recipes?
I have to look. I remember she said she gave me a bunch. She gave me a recipe for some cranberry marmalade that I'm about to tear up.
Okay, cranberry marmalade. You gonna do it tomorrow?
No, it's Father's Day.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna see what he wanna do.
Y'all can play sync.
But I know that marmalade I made, I ain't never had nothing go so fast.
Now I'm curious. I wasn't here from the beginning. Do you have all of that chicken, all your pints inside of there right now?
Yes, there's only 5.
But you said you fixed breast, thighs, bone, whole pat, half pat.
Well, it was just over a pound each, so each package was just over a pound. The chicken breast was a pound and a half, but I cubed that up, and
Could
that
you?
went into 2 jars. That was raw packed, and then the thighs, one package which was like 1.12,
Could
that
you?
was cubed up, and then the other package I left whole.
Could
So
you have? Could you have stack double stack your canner, or do your canner just only goes up once?
mine doesn't double stack.
And did you do a pint?
Yeah.
Okay.
So while we were there, the lady had an All American canner, and she only had the smaller one. She didn't have the big boy. But I mean,
Well, you can only imagine if she would have had the bigger one. Y'all would have been there all day trying to heat that thing up.
the chili one. Exactly, because it did take a while too.
I want one. What is that? What was that? It was hot. Tia, it was hot. What was it?
Chili cheese bratwurst.
Oh, chili cheese in the middle. Oh yeah. Oh, you gonna get you another one. That didn't burn your mouth good enough.
It's got beans in it.
Wow. Is that approved? Is that approved recipe? Is that approved recipe? Is that approved?
That's good. It's good.
I bet it's good on the grill.
Yeah, that's what he put. We went to the butcher, and
Butcher had that? You can probably
yeah,
make
they
that.
got off. Yes, they all are. They
But
got
you
all
can probably
kinds of.
make that. Don't you got a sausage maker?
Uh-huh. When you come, we'll make some sausage.
And we can put cheese, beans. What kind of beans is it though? Is it like a porky bean taste? A
Either
sweet?
kidney or black. Just kidney.
That's just a regular little red kidney bean in there.
Yep.
Get your fiber in with your pork.
It's good.
I bet it is.
It's really good. But yeah, the butcher, which is right around the corner from the house, they just have rows and rows of different kind of bratwurst. We only got 4 or 5 different kinds. And then the burgers, jalapeno cheddar burgers.
What is it?
Jalapeno cheddar.
Oh my God.
You make these too.
Yeah, I have made those.
So they take the ground beef, jalapeno, and cheddar
Mhm.
and make a burger.
Yep. I've made them. I've done it.
Cuban cheddar julienne. Not julienne, but
I'll do it.
Ground the
I'll do-
meat, took the jalapenos, some onions. I think I even put a little barbecue sauce in them, but them burgers gone. Them burgers been gone.
Oh, you patted them up and made them for the freezer.
Uh-huh.
My chili came out good that I made,
Did it. I bet
but
it.
I didn't can it because I don't like the way ground beef tastes. But I took and put it in the glass containers. I could have put them in mason jars if I would have thought about it, but I put them in the glass containers and put them in the freezer.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And you can store in mason jars too. Like if you got some that you didn't finish off, leftovers, put it right in the mason jar.
Yep.
Like we have all these jars, and I need to start using them.
We was doing that. Marcus was cleaning out the freezer right here yesterday. I was like, "What's in this jar?" I held up the mason jar. I said, "You made soup." He was like, "You know, in can." I said, "No, it's not can, but after you made soup, we put it in the jar. You just
Yep,
put it like that."
that's what I had to do before I left because I had made that chicken noodle soup. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if I did a video. And it didn't get ate up. And I tried to use the water bath, the electric canner, and I really wasn't getting the hang of that thing. So what I did was I took it out and told my husband when it cool off, put it in the freezer. And so now I got 2 cans of soup in the freezer.
Yeah.
Because the soup was very, very good. It was
Mm-hmm.
very good, it smelled good, and it was good.
That's what KK was saying. She just made some chicken soup. And I was like, I'm going to make some. When I made it the last time, it went so fast. I'm going to make some more.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to make some more.
Crocheting might make me yawn.
I'm going to go check my Alexa timer because I feel like this should be almost done.
Uh-oh, don't go over now. Don't go over. Hello, anybody who's in the room. My name is Lydia, and my channel name is Best Yet Journey. Advertise.
We only got 10 more minutes. So, yo, Lydia got game last night.
You were there the whole
Yeah,
time?
the whole time.
I thought you were going to come up last night. You were scared that Brooke was going to beat you.
No, actually, I got ready to come up. I popped in for a hot second and saw that Ann had just came up, and I hopped back out.
Oh, in the basement, you could see it?
I had got to the basement because I was on my phone, so I had to like deal with the settings and stuff. Marcus, you gotta stop slamming this door.
Something happened live.
All right. But yeah, cause Tasha, Gina, and Broke had jumped up and you was looking for a 4. So I got on my phone and I was trying to deal with the settings and I hopped into the basement and saw that Ann had just popped up and you was like, "We got Ann," and I hopped back out before anybody saw me.
Man, Brooke is so big-headed, boy.
Broke was cutting up.
Brooke is a winner to the... We are... That boy is a fool. Oh,
He was
my God.
cutting up.
And then he go put on his little hat.
His crown, not hat. His crown.
Sorry, his crap.
Get it right, please, with his glasses.
Oh my goodness! I looked like I was able to do it faster last night too, and that was good.
I think you did good. You kept it moving.
Yeah, I really don't like staying on there 2 hours. I'd be like, Lord, 2 hours? I don't held all these people time. But sometimes you gotta do. I think I didn't fix what I'm supposed to fix yet, but I think I'm gonna take and play this sync game just to switch it up a little bit because people tired of losing on Family Feud. And this game is a real good game too. This is a real good game. That said, me and my husband went against each other.
What game is it, Linda?
It's just called That's It. That's It. It's just called That's It.
That's it.
That's all it's called. That's it.
I'm writing it down. Before I forget, I'm going to make that marmalade on one of them days that I go live.
More than likely, I'm going to take all these games to, we have a family reunion.
Yeah.
We have a family reunion coming up, and More than likely, I'm gonna take these games with me. If I do play Family Feud next week, I feel like some cards from this.
Marcus, you don't need all them dishes for me and you.
Oh, Bob's coming over.
Well, I mean, we can put
Friday,
them.
Saturday.
Tomorrow is not today. So you doing it today instead of tomorrow?
Yep.
What's that? Cooking?
You do. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna add
He
that.
trying to say he want to go out to dinner tomorrow. He barbecue today, and he
Right.
want Red Lobster tomorrow.
Yep, you picked up on
So you
it.
can go to Red Lobster tomorrow.
He said you picked up on
You
it.
want to pay for it, though.
He said you picked up what I was dealing out.
Yep.
Oh man, but no, go buy him a tomahawk steak, girl, and cook that thing on the
They
grill.
probably
Right?
gonna be busy. I think we only have one place here in town that serves a tomahawk.
But baby, you go buy a good $26 tomahawk steak, you don't save $26 because they gonna charge her a bit of $56. But if you what he about to put on them little plates? We about to have a cookout for Pops.
Yeah, for me, I got like 4 different kinds of bratwurst.
Oh, so he got 4. Y'all can't eat all that.
Take them to it. You show 'em?
I will. Before it's time to wrap
Right,
up.
thank
That's,
Four
no.
different,
it's almost
four
done.
different kinds of bratwurst. Y'all need 4 different
Mhm.
types of mustard.
Yep.
Your 2 minutes is up to you.
No, I said 10.
Oh, I thought you said 2.
10 minutes. It should.
10
I can tell the canner's starting to sound, you know. So it's like I'm gonna stay right here.
Go close the microwave.
Close the microwave. Did you hear why I said I left it open? Because the microwave had went out and he went and bought a new one. I think I told you. And then he said, all of a sudden the one that we originally had was working again. And we think it's the steam from the canner. Because it's all digital.
Oh.
So I opened up the door.
That was a good observation though. Now I didn't ask you about
Otherwise it will be right there.
okay, got it. And you rigged it up.
Yeah.
Well, what about oh look, it's doing and what about the glass stove, the top of that stove?
What about canning on it?
Right.
It's fine. So they were saying one thing with canning, they said that it was harder to regulate because when you are using electric, it kind of warms up and then heats down. Then warms up and then heats down. But I know before we got that stove, I researched it. I went to Samsung's website and they said it was safe for canning. They said the only thing they recommend is once the time is up, don't drag it over to the next eye, pick it up. So I pick it up and move it over to the next side.
Okay. Well, that works. Sounds good.
But I don't think I would be able to get an All-American on that. They way too heavy.
Now it is summertime. How does it feel in the home? Like
I'm not hot.
is it heated up the house?
I feel like the kitchen is warmer, but I stay cold. Marcus is
But he also is going back and forth out the door too, right?
and the door is right here too.
Right. So that could be that.
He keeps it bricky in here, so I feel like I'm not hot. I mean, I'm not sweaty or anything.
Okay.
So I'm fine.
Yeah. Because I know a lot of people really prefer to can during the colder months.
Mm-hmm.
Are you considering stocking up this winter and when it started getting cold, like do a week of canning per day, and then
Yes.
just come on here and do a live.
Yes. So I'm considering doing that probably June or July.
5 days of prep.
5 days. Uh-huh. And
Five
then
days of prep because think about it, because y'all get snow. Y'all
yeah.
don't. It may snow every day there, you know. So you don't want to be going out running for some of your favorite things. And like I know, Mr. likes the okra and tomato.
Yes. Let me put that on here because I've been like adding to my list. When am I going to do those days? And that okra and tomatoes, he gonna want that.
But you have some right now. Are you gonna do more tomato sauce?
Yes. We ain't got no tomato sauce.
Oh, you need that now. Sound like
That's look. We don't wait until winter. Our
to
stuff
use
goes.
spaghetti sauce, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, this barbecue sauce, like I said, I went back and added vinegar and I went back and added lemon juice in it. Not saying that it wasn't in it or what. I just wanted to up the acidity level.
Yeah.
And I basically was looking at a lady make a recipe for her barbecue sauce, and she was looking at the balls recipe book, and
Mm-hmm.
she was just taking some things out. But some of the
Mm-hmm.
things she kept the same was the lemon juice and the apple cider vinegar.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's the one thing she made bourbon, and she said
Yep. Yep.
they
Yep.
use they
That's what I'm gonna
they
do.
use they use barbecue they use water, and she replaced the water with bourbon.
Uh-huh. Yep. I
So
put bourbon in mine, or actually, I'm lying. I put Fireball in mine, but I think this time I am going to use some bourbon. Um, and I think I want to do maybe like peach, at least a little bit of peaches.
yeah, so I just thought that because my pineapples, that was some of the first things I canned, and I know
Yeah.
it was sweet. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and just get these out, and I'm gonna put them in this barbecue sauce. Now, the barbecue sauce is very, very good. But like I said, one of the things I wanted to make sure the acidity was up in there, so that's why I took it up. I wish
So
I
is
could.
it a sweet barbecue sauce or like a
It's a sweet and spicy barbecue sauce,
spicy Italian?
spicy Italian.
My timer's up. It's not spicy in terms of heat, but it's very flavorful. I can taste like the spices, but I like it. Mm-hmm.
I love a good sausage. I
Mm-hmm.
really do. I love cooking on the grill.
Mm-hmm. Let's go back there and see what he doing.
Okay, take it over there. Take it over there. You want to turn off the other camera?
Probably been easier if I had to just taken that. Huh. No, because I got it muted or and stuff, and I can't talk. Let me turn off Alexa because she fussing.
Turn off Alexa.
Alexa, stop.
Are you gonna be able to flip the camera around?
I'm gonna turn it. I'm move my hand.
Cause you're on a laptop.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, it's so bright. What's the weather like out there?
Like 75.
Let me see.
I
Now
can't.
go over there. Put it by his stuff. Put it by the
There's a
food.
glare. I can't see.
I know, cause I can't see neither. Cause your head. Oh, that grill look good. What's in that Reynolds wrap?
I got you, baby. The wrappers.
What's in that aluminum foil?
This is the ribs. You want to turn that down? Can you turn just a little bit? This is the ribs.
I can't see.
Okay. The ribs that he was talking about.
I can see.
The corn.
Okay.
The
Three different kinds of sauce.
3 different kinds. So this is bacon cheddar. This is andouille. And then we got boudins.
Oh, that's a gas grill.
Yes, he got a little.
Gas grill won't be making no mess with you.
So he got a little setup.
He can light a. Can he go back over to the kitchen?
This is the
So you could can outside if you wanted to.
Yeah, I could. I have before.
Yeah.
Not on camera.
No, I think that was pre YouTube.
That is nice. Oh, we're gonna have us a full breakfast. Eggs, mimosas, fruit. We're gonna cut up the fruit, put it outside. If it ain't wintertime. How about different juices? Well, why your mama was cooking on that little fryer that time? Why she didn't cook on the stove?
We hadn't cleaned it out for for
It
spring.
won't clean.
This the
Well,
first
I'm
time.
gonna get this grease. I'm gonna get this fryer.
This is the first time he's used it this year. So now that it's out, now that it's gone through its winterizing, we got all the snow and stuff off of it.
It looked good. It looked good. That. So how long is it gonna take before you can open your canner?
Temperature's got to drop in there.
But don't that take like an hour?
It could be, so I can always just do a short.
Oh, I'm about to say. that take like an hour.
Yeah, and we're coming up on 2 hours anyway, so we can wrap it up.
So, well worth it. Well worth it. The class is well worth it. I'm actually considering taking it myself.
Yeah, I would encourage anyone that if you have one in the area, just because we all don't know everything.
Right.
And to be able to ask those questions, it's different than reading a book. You right there in the moment, you can ask something. I asked them, I have grape jelly that always has a like a white film on the top. Not mold, but it always has a white film on the top. And because of that, I would never let anybody eat it. But I always kept it because I would ask people from time to time, do you know what it is? So yesterday I asked her and we got to talking about it. And she says, do you have a picture? I said, hold on. So I sent Marcus down in the basement and he took a picture of it and I showed her to it and she walked it through with me. And then when we went into the lab, because she was saying she thinks it's foam, because you're supposed to skim the foam off. And I was like, well, I know I skimmed the foam off. I know. Well, when we went into the lab, we canned blueberry jam. And I realized doing it myself and talking to her, she was like, you don't got all the foam off. And I was like, yes, I do. And she was like, no, it's because it's so dark in color, there are still air bubbles there that you can't see. So she was like, keep going. Go a little bit deeper. And grape juice is like dark purple, which is the same color. And I believe that's what happened. I thought I had all the air bubbles out, but I didn't. So when I processed them, all the air bubbles and foam rose to the top.
Huh? I don't have no ride. If I get a ride. Hold on to you.
You good? But no, I encourage anybody. If you have one in your area, if you're able to attend one online, I would say hands-on is definitely better. But I felt like it was amazing. I came back with so much information. Cheddar. I don't want cheddar.
Oh, give me here. You missing out.
You going to work? Woo! ain't gonna never get away from you. Ed came back to say, have a great day too. So what was going on? I was just coming up here getting some lessons, and the pot is finished, and that's it.
That's it. Hi, Kiki. Thanks for joining. We're just wrapping it up. But what I was saying was, I encourage anybody, if you're a canner, if you have one close to you or can see one online, it's definitely worth it. You are going to take something home. You're going to.
Do I look up Purdue or do I look
up? Out for you, I would look up master canning classes. Now, remember, I had to do a lot of digging because it wasn't apparent to me that Purdue had it. I was finding it for all other states, so I might just help you look too. But I started contacting the extension office. I went to their Facebook page and I would message them, and I was being annoying, but I was letting them know, I'm interested. Put me on your mailing list.
So you got a certificate?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not
yet. I got to take the exam. That's what this exam is.
Oh yeah, because it says that right there. You can get a certification in it. Oh, you're gonna take this? I didn't hear that part.
It was before I started. I don't know. Yeah.
So you're gonna be the certified teacher?
So Purdue, they got to get a disclaimer. So they were saying they cannot certify me. So that means that I can't go out there and be like, yeah, the University of Purdue certified me to be a canner, because at the end of the day, it's still potentially deadly. And, they got to cut their liabilities. They ain't trying to have nothing cut back to Purdue University. So he gave me a hot sausage. So I get, all right now.
They got it at the Clemson. That's far.
So I get a certificate of completion in the course, but they will not say that I'm certified in that course. But it's more of a liability thing. They were like, if you had taken this class 5 years ago, the exact same class 5 years ago, you would have been a certified master canner. But because of liabilities, Purdue ain't trying to be held responsible for nothing. So my certificate is in completion, but at the end of the day, it's the same thing. So
was it called the Food System and Safety Agent?
Look for preserving.
No, that's the name. That's their title. Yeah.
Look for preserving. Look for canning. Like, be specific, because like I have my food safety certificate. I'm certified in ServSafe, but that has nothing to do with canning. I keep hearing Kodak outside barking. I'm gonna go see what's wrong with him.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get down so you can close out the people property so you can stop chewing. I'll talk to you on the flip side.
I'm always eating something.
You eating that now. Let's see.
All right. So if you have stuck with me for these 2 hours, thank you so much, because I know I just like to watch along live. But I don't think I can say it enough. I appreciate you all for sticking with me. Like I was telling Lydia, if you have this course, if you have access to this course, if you know anybody that is interested, like let's say you're not a canner, you're not a preserver, but your neighbor does, please recommend it. This was so informative. I wasn't really sure what I was going to get into. I knew at the end of the day what I was going to end up with, but I wasn't sure exactly what it was. And actually, I was feeling some kind of way. You know, I'm a homebody. I was like, I'm gonna be gone for a week and you're gonna leave me. You're not gonna stay with me. What us gonna do? But I had fun and I learned a lot. My objective was to understand the science of why it's so important to do what we do with canning. And I got it. I got it. And I'm willing to share. If anybody has any questions, anything comes up later down the line, you want to know, can you can this? Can you do anything? Or you just want some resources? Please, if you have my email me or just leave a comment. I am here. I am willing to troubleshoot with you if you want to. But I had a really great time. And I do plan on doing more canning videos. I got inspired and I have a lot of new canning recipes. So look forward to those. I can't promise that you're going to get one this week because you know how I just like to randomly pop up. I ain't never been on YouTube 5 days in a row. But yeah. Email me, ask me if you have any questions or you're looking for resources, and I will be doing more canning videos here soon. And also look for me to do a week of live canning demonstrations, just like with this. And hold on. Okay, so I'm not trying to get any thermal shock on my jar, so I'm just going to give you a quick peek of what they look like. Woo! There's bubbling, baby. Raw packed chicken breast. Look at all of that fat it created. That had no juice in it at all. No liquids at all. Hot pack whole chicken thighs. This is against the rules. Don't do what I'm doing. Hot pack cubed chicken thighs. I like the way the hot pack looks better. All right, so when I take those out, take them out. I will do a short and kind of do like a visual comparison. I'm really interested to see how they taste when we open them. Do we like the hot pack because it's been canned in broth, or do we like the raw pack because it wasn't cooked? It wasn't halfway cooked before. So I'm interested in that. I'm excited, and it smells so good. And also look for a short because I am going to open these up. So remember, I have a can of hot packed green beans and a can of raw packed green beans. And we are going to, hey, Triple H, thanks for popping back in. I'm just closing it up. But look for a short because I'm going to do a taste test on these two to see if we prefer the hot pack method or the raw pack method. And we're going to do that today because he's grilling. So this is going to be a part of dinner. But thank you all. Thank you all for sticking with me. Like I say all the time, I appreciate you. You all have a wonderful, blessed day and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.